Đúng đây.
Có.
Quay được rồi.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Today we will be presenting about our yoga training course for uh, for all these teacher, especially our target learner who are liberal education teachers. These are desk professional and uh, and people who sit for long hours. And uh, this course doesn't require any prior experience. The course includes 11 sessions, 8 instructional lessons plus 3 revision sessions, and delivered over 4 to 6 weeks using blended learning approach. Our goal is by the end of the course, learner can independently perform a 60-minute foundational yoga practice with safe alignment and breath movement coordinations. Now is our course uh, training objective, and next is our content framework presented by Hao.
Now I will justify the flow of the content framework in our yoga course. First, regarding the sequence of lessons, the course is designed following an easy to challenging progression, which is recommended by Chan in 2009. The course also follows a familiar to unfamiliar approach because people learn most effectively by building in existing knowledge. Second, regarding sequence of activity in each lesson, from lesson 2 to lesson 8, each lesson will follow the same structure, namely breathing, warm-up exercises, main exercises, relaxation, and meditation. And this flow has been recommended by our yoga expert. Next, let's move on to our training agenda. Regarding lesson 1, the lesson will begin with the activity called Brainstorming on Mentimeter, which is a website. This activity asks the learner to write some benefits of yoga on Mentimeter. And this activity is good because it can support experiential learner-centered learning by improving engagement, motivation, and knowledge activation before the instruction. And in the next 5 minutes, learner will receive a short course overview. Then the teacher will guide them to access additional material about proper diet so that anyone who are interested in this topic can study by themselves. And lecture is the only activity here because the time is limited. After that, in segment 2, learner will practice proper breathing techniques through observation, demonstration, and guided practice. This activity is good because it can help learner develop skills effectively and efficiently. Regarding the core material, there are 2 kinds of material here, and those materials are considered effective based on the framework by Hutchinson and Waters in 1987. Specifically, those materials all meet 4 criteria about audience, aim, content, and methodology. Specifically, in the methodology part, those materials can meet the learner needs because our survey have shown that 50% learner want to study in-person classes with trainer guidance, and in-class learner directly receive guidance from the trainer. And after class, they can practice breathing by watching a video with guidance of a yoga teacher. Next, the lesson then move to the activity called Short the Yoga Rules, and here is the flow of the activity. This activity is good because it can promote active learning through analyzing and classifying ideas. These tasks improve comprehension and long-term retention. Here are our core materials, including slide and handout. So the justification also based on the framework, as I mentioned before, including 4 criteria here. And now let's move on with segment 4 about relaxation and meditation. The main activity here is similar to proper breathing technique. Therefore, the justification for the activity is also the same. Our core material contain three kinds, as you can see here, and the justification also based on that framework, including audience, aim, content, and methodology. Specifically, our survey have shown 62.5% learners are interested in meditation, and 75% learners want to reduce stress and anxiety through relaxation. So let's move to the last part of this lesson, closing. It will include Q&A and some reminders from the instructor. And here are some homework for the participant. Now let's move to lesson 2, presented by Ling.
Hello, I will present the lesson 2, sun salutation, and this lesson is structured in 3 main parts, including opening activities, main activities, and closing activities. We begin with the opening segment, focusing on learning objective 2.1 and 8, which is breathing and warm-up. Activities include a recap, proper breathing, followed by a full body warm-up sequence, so that it can calm the nervous system, reduce the stress before exercise, improve focus, and so on. We use this quiz, book, video, and the trainer's demonstration as our materials for this segment. We are also going to send you our slides to check how these videos, how this quiz about presentation work in detail. About material justification for this section, we follow Hutchinson and Waters framework. About audience, these materials, including books, videos, are tailored for adult learners at Julis. They align directly with breathing and warm-up objectives. Based on our survey, when it's come to content, more than 80% of our learners prioritize injury prevention, and more than 50% requested breathing techniques. So our quiz, video, trainer demonstration, and books selections address these needs. We use blended learning approach when it's come to methodology. While 50% of learners want in-person guidance, more than 60% requested videos for home practice, which we also provide. Moving to the main activities, the core objectives here is learning objective 1, performing the first 6 poses of sun salutation, showing the poses benefits to keep learners motivated. For example, it helps reduce stress, it improves breathe and help correct pool posture, and so on. We use this book, again, the video and trainer guidance as our materials for this segment. So why are these materials material good? About audience, again, the content is age appropriate. The selected videos, book, the trainer's demonstration are also strictly mapped to mastering these first 6 postures. The survey showed that 100% participants are interested in learning basic yoga postures. Therefore, our content, which is why we use the page 34 of the book, the video of Sivananda Yoga Farm, and the trainer demonstration. The sequence is designed for a beginner concerning methodology. By combining direct instructor feedback with vivid videos, we meet the demand for blended learning. Finally, we reach the closing activities, targeting learning objective 3 and 4 through Sivasana and meditation. This involves physical, mental, and spiritual relaxation. We also use the book, the video, and importantly, the trainer guidance as our materials for this segment. So why we choose these materials? Well, about audience, the pace is also steady and traditional to suit the needs of our adult learners. The guided relaxation video, the trainer's demonstration in class, and book selections about meditation align with the objectives of achieving inner calm. Furthermore, because our participants aim to improve physical health based on our survey, we use materials that teach the corpse pose to effectively relieve tension and high blood pressure. Okay, so about methodology. Finally, to support beginners, the trainers provide in-class guidance while the video allows a 10-minute guided relaxation at home, fulfilling the blended learning goal. And we show you the homework for lesson 2, including 3 easy activities to ensure that our learners improve their exercise. Next is lesson 3, presented by my friend Phạm Minh Anh.
Okay. In lesson 3, the initial part is quite the same as the previous lessons with breathing technique and warm-up exercise at the beginning of the lesson with the materials from the book, videos in teacher's guidance. And turning to the main activities, learners will have to complete the last 6 poses of the sun salutation and study their benefits. The materials also include the theory from the book and a video from Sivananda Yoga Farm channel. Learners also have direct teachers demonstration and guidance when they practice. And turning to the closing part, it is quite similar to other lessons with relaxation and meditation. For justification, the materials are the same as the lesson 2, so I will not repeat it. In lesson 4, it focuses on specific part of the body, such as neck, shoulder, and upper part. In the main activities, learners will practice 8 pose sequence and their benefits. The materials include the theory from the book, and it match in terms of audience. It match the learner age and knowledge because learners are lecturers and beginners, and they align with also the learning objective in the lesson 4. However, the book has a content deficit for the explanation of specific poses, except for the neck circles, and it does not meet the needs of beginners, and it lacks guidance of necessary poses in the lesson. Therefore, the 4 videos will be added for more explanation. They match with learners' level and interest because according to the survey results, they want to deal with mental fatigue and physical problems. With the aims, they also align with the L1, L2, L3, L4, and L5, LH. For content, the videos can fill the gap of the textbook and meet the basic level with audiovisual and imitative methodology. Learners also have teachers' demonstration and guidance when practicing, and the closing part is similar to other lessons with relaxation and meditation. Here's the homework for the lesson 4. So this is the end of lesson 4, and now turn to lesson 5.
Lesson 5 will be focusing on the back of the learners. So to start off, the activities, the opening activities will remain the same with proper breathing and warm-up exercise. So we will be focusing on the main activities. This part main activities will be a back care sequence of 9 poses, which will be a bit challenging for learners. The back care sequence will be targeting the back area of the learner, which is really crucial for people who tend to spend long time sitting. And we will look at the core material for these activities. We will be using the Sivananda books and the edited videos for guidance, and finally the teacher demonstrations for the learners. Of course, these videos and materials will be aligned with our learning objective, breathing technique, and safety guidance. Finally, is our closing segment will be almost the same as lesson before, with proper relaxations and positive thinking and meditations. Next is lesson 6. So the open segment of lesson 6 will also remain the same with breathing and warm-up exercise. We'll be looking at the content of the lessons. Here, the content of the lesson will be focusing on the hips and legs area of the learners with 8 poses. These poses will be beneficial for the learner who doesn't active a lot, and our material will be using the Sivanada books again, but it is crucial to know that here the Sivanada books will not contain enough poses in the main exercise 8 poses. So we will be using our custom-made videos to help the learners understand more about our lessons and poses, and combine it with the teacher guidance. And finally, the closing segment will be remaining the same with proper relaxations and positive thinking to help the learner relax after a tense yoga exercise. Next is lesson 7.
Okay, thank you, Wang. So for lesson 7, we are focusing on flexibility. For main content, we'll be focusing. Oh wait, so let's start with the opening. For this part content, we'll focus on proper breathing and warm-up exercises like previous part. So I won't delve in further. So let's move on to our main activity. For our main activity, we'll be focusing on the flexibility sequence. And as you can see over at our material and visual, we have 2 types, which is book is for trainers and learners, and second is videos, which is only for the learners. Now, to justify these materials can match our learner age and knowledge, which are lecturers and beginners. And these materials also align with our learning objectives stated in here. So, for contents, the survey results show learners want practical yoga posture, flexibility improvement, and safe practices. Many learners also report neck and shoulder and back pain, so the flexibility sequence can help their physical needs. Also, the use of audio-visual, imitative, and guided practice methods is suitable for beginners. The video also support blended learning because learners can review and practice the sequence at home. Now, for our closing, as you can see, it is the same as previous lesson, so to save time, we will move on to lesson 8. Okay, so for lesson 8, we will focus on power and balance yoga. And as you can see, once again, the opening is the same as the previous part. So let's save time and move on to our main focus, which is the main activity. Yes. For our main activities, we will perform the strength and balance sequence, as well as the benefit of this sequence. Now, for materials and visuals, we have 3 types, which is the trainer demonstration and guidance for the sequence, instructional video for learners, and books for trainers and learners. Now, to justify this, these materials can match our learner age once again and align with our learning objective. Also, the survey results show that 100% learners are interested in flexibility and strength sequence. As for the methodology, the survey also showed that 50% of the learners prefer in-person classes for trainer guidance. Classroom instruction is supplemented with visual video for home practice, while the book supports self-study, optimizing class time for physical practice. So, lastly, we have the closing, which as you all can see once again is the same as the previous part. So I won't say much about this, and this is the end of our training agenda. Next, we move on to our evaluation. Thank you.
Okay, so now let's go with evaluation. We have designed a Google Forms questionnaire based on Kirkpatrick Level 1 to measure participant reaction to our training program. And the form is structured into two main parts as detailed below. Part 1 covers general information just for verification, and Part 2 is content evaluation. In this part, participants rate statements on a scale from 1 strongly disagree to 5 strongly agree, and this core part is organized into 4 key sections. Section 1, course organization and administration. We include questions about the facilities, equipment, necessary information, and whether the schedule was convenient for the learner's personal timetables. In terms of curriculum and learning materials, we check if objectives are clear and well aligned with the learner's needs, if time allocation are appropriate, if materials are adequate and up to date, and if any activity is unnecessary or missing. Third, instructor teaching activities. This covers the instructor's energy, how well they manage the class, meaning if they stay on schedule and make good use of teaching aids. We also ask specific yoga coaching, like their teaching, their technical cues, pacing, posture corrections, and how they guided self-practice. Finally, assessment evaluation. Here, we ask learners for the view on our assessment tools. We focus on whether the methods were practical, reliable, interesting, and accurate in reflecting the actual performance. Beyond these sections, we've included 3 open-ended questions to hear what participants like most or what changes they suggest to improve the course. For a closer look at all the specific questions, please click onto this link or scan this QR code on the screen. Okay, so this is the end of our presentation today, and thank you very much for listening.